Hey guys, Mr. V here, and I am standing by for Titanfall. Listen on to catch my thoughts on Respawn Entertainment's brand new IP launching this spring on March 11 on the Xbox One and PC and March 25 on the Xbox 360. I have no doubts that Titanfall is going to be one of the funnest first-person shooters you are going to play this year. But will the ex-Call of Duty creators' new experience hold your interest long enough and build a strong enough community to become a mainstay in the genre? During an entire afternoon's worth of hands-on time with the game earlier this month, we were introduced to 3 game modes: Attrition, Hardpoint Domination, and Last Titan Standing. While Attrition and Hardpoint Domination are very comparable to your classic and traditional first-person shooter game modes, Team Deathmatch and Domination, Last Titan Standing did a fantastic job highlighting Titanfall's remarkably balanced Titan vs. Titan, Titan vs. Pilot, and Pilot vs. Pilot gameplay. With strengths and weaknesses of their own, both Pilots and Titans are kept on a very even playing field. Titans are a very big and hard-to-miss target, but at the same time they pack some serious firepower and have a lot of health and shields to work through. But as long as they play it smart, Pilots are like a fly buzzing around your head in that, while being so fragile, they can be pretty hard to hit. In Last Titan Standing, you have 1 life to live. Well, technically 2, 1 as a Titan and 1 as a Pilot. Your job is to last as long as possible as a Titan, but eventually your shields and health will come to a wither, sending your Pilot ejecting up high into the air. From then on, it's your job to take out the remaining enemy Titans and Pilots all on foot. Last one standing wins the round for his or her team. In this particular build of Titanfall, which we were told was the beta build, we only had access to 1 of the 3 classes of Titans and only 1 weapon from each weapon class that the Pilots use. As I mentioned earlier, the balance was a non-issue. In fact, it was really enjoyable and it always felt fair. I am also quite confident that the talented men and women of Respawn Entertainment's team won't have an issue carrying over that balance to the final build of the game, where players will have access to more classes of Titans and more weapons. In this build, Respawn also introduced us to what they call burn cards, which are special abilities that only last for the entirety of 1 life while in a game. Through ranking up, you're able to equip 3 of these cards, which are earned by completing in-game challenges. Their rewards range in abilities like cutting short the amount of time it takes to call in a Titan, improving a particular weapon, or earning yourself extra experience points. You can choose to activate these abilities in between lives, which will then apply that ability to your next life. Burn cards, in the end, are a fairly simple yet effective way to incentivize you to stay alive for as long as possible. So if you feel like you want to earn a little bit of extra XP, then you better make sure to stay alive for as long as possible while racking up as many kills and objective captures as possible. Despite Titanfall's rather controversial 6 vs 6 player count, I really can't say there was any shortage of adrenaline pumping moments or moments that were very comparable to Battlefield 4's only in Battlefield moments. Whether it's a head-on Titan vs Titan battle or a mid-air pilot battle, you're definitely going to run across some wow moments that you'll want to show off to your friends. And if it's not the Titans or Pilots, then Titanfall's AI does a pretty good job of keeping the action constantly rolling. So, like studio head Vince Zampella and gang did with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, they've once again figured out this magical formula of Titans, Pilots, and AI that proves to be insanely fun. But this time around, I can't help but get the feeling that this formula in particular might not stick with everybody. If you have even an average background in first-person shooters, you're gonna get Titanfall right away. It'll take a game or 2 to get used to and take advantage of the pilot's high maneuverability and to learn how to pilot a Titan. But I'm not yet convinced that there's anything more to the learning curve that Titanfall currently presents. I want Titanfall to be fun, but at the same time, I want it to be challenging. I don't want to feel like a badass after only 3 to 5 games under my belt, which happened to be the case during my short hands-on time with the game. Naturally, the difficulty of an online first-person shooter is determined by the challenge that other players present to you. But when the majority of combatants on a battlefield are made up of AI that merely serve as cannon fodder, it doesn't do a good job of encouraging new players to improve. It doesn't give you that kick in the face saying, hey, you need to get better. And because of this easy-to-play casual approach to first-person shooters, I can't help but compare Titanfall to a mobile game or an experience that I would sit down and play a couple minutes of while on the bus to work. So while Titanfall's very appealing accessibility will undoubtedly turn heads and bring in first-person shooter fans by the truckload, I fear it won't have the sort of depth and learning curve that will sustain a healthy community. But don't take my word for it, because you'll be able to find out for yourself when Titanfall's Xbox One and PC beta launches this Friday, February 14th. While Titanfall is going to be one of the most exciting launches of this year, I hope Respawn Entertainment can make it that shooter that you want to sink hours and hours into and continue playing months after release. For all things Titanfall, keep your sights on MP1st.